Hello everyone, I'm Everett. Of all the stories in Greek mythology of legends, the story of Daedalus is the one that I find most captivating. In mythological ancient Greece, the line between gods and men was absolute. For mortals to cross it brought about the severest punishment. Daedalus was a genius inventor, craftsman, and sculptor in his hometown of Athens, known as the Great Artificer, because with his great skills he could create anything, almost on par with the gods. He invented carpentry and all the tools used with it. He made sculpture so lifelike that Hercules confused them with actual men. And although brilliant, Daedalus was also egotistical and jealous, and believing his nephew Talos was more skilled than he was, he murdered him. For his murder, he was banished from Athens, where he went to Crete. Arriving at Crete, the great king Minos, knowing of Daedalus' reputation, embraced him with open arms and installed him in the palace as his chief technical advisor. At the palace, Daedalus continued to push the boundaries. He made toys for the king's children that seemed alive. He created the ship, the sail, and the mast that gave humans control over the winds. And with each creation, Daedalus tested the human limitations that had so far separated humans from gods, until finally he crossed the line. Pasiphae, the king's wife, had been cursed by Poseidon to fall in love with the king's prize bull. Under this spell, she asked Daedalus to help her seduce him. Daedalus, with characteristic audacity, agreed and created a hollow wooden cow that confused the bull. Pasiphae, hiding inside the bull, conceived of the child, half human and half man, known as the Minotaur. The king was outraged. He blamed Daedalus for this horrendous perversion of the natural law and forced him to build a gigantic labyrinth for the bull. And for punishment, he imprisoned both Daedalus and his son Icarus in the tallest tower on the island, where they would spend the rest of their lives. But Daedalus, being the genius inventor that he was, had other thoughts in mind. Watching the birds that circled his tower, it became clear to him how he would escape. He and Icarus, Daedalus thought, would fly away from the tower as only birds and gods could do. So he took the feathers from the birds who perched on his tower and the wax from the candles that was provided him by the palace, and he fashioned these gigantic wings. As he was fastening the wings to his son, he gave him a warning. Do not fly too close to the ocean, because the dampness would make the wings heavy. Do not fly too close to the sun because the heat would melt the wax. But either way, death was certain. So having given this clear warning, Daedalus and his son Icarus jumped from the tower. Daedalus was careful to adhere to the middle course. Icarus was overwhelmed by the ecstasy of flight and overcome by the divine power that came with it. Daedalus watched in horror as the sun began to ascend toward the sun without any ability to change his son's dire course. When the sun melted the wings, Icarus fell from the sky. Just as Daedalus had many times ignored the consequences of defying the natural laws of mortal men, so too Icarus had been carried away by his hubris.